He was just an elderly man, shopping like any other day. But suddenly, alarms blared, security rushed in, and in an instant, his entire life changed. Accused of a crime he didn't commit, he pleaded for someone to listen. But no one did, until the security footage revealed something shocking. Stay with us, because what you're about to see will change the way you look at justice forever. John Matthews was 78 years old, a retired school teacher, a widower, and a man who had spent his entire life following the rules. He had never stolen so much as a pencil, yet here he was, standing in the middle of a grocery store, humiliated, with a security guard gripping his arm. The accusations came fast. "Sir, you need to come with us. We saw you put something in your coat pocket." The whispers of shoppers, the judging stares, it was all too much. John's heart pounded. "I didn't steal anything," he said, his voice shaking. But no one believed him. It had started as a normal afternoon. John had gone to the local supermarket to buy a few things: milk, bread, and his late wife's favorite tea, which he still bought out of habit. He took his time, carefully reading labels, making sure he picked the best deals. He remembered feeling slightly dizzy near the cereal aisle, pausing for a moment to catch his breath. He had reached into his coat pocket for his handkerchief. But what happened next, he couldn't quite explain. By the time he got to the register, a security guard was already approaching. "Sir, I need you to step aside." The cashier looked uncomfortable. Shoppers were starting to stare. "Excuse me?" John asked, confused. The guard folded his arms. "We have reason to believe you've stolen an item. Hand it over." John was stunned. "I didn't take anything." He opened his coat, patted his pockets. Empty. He even turned them inside out. "See? Nothing." But the guard shook his head. "Let's go to the office. Now." In the small back room of the store, John sat across from the store manager and the security guard. A single camera pointed at him from the ceiling. "Sir, we have witnesses who saw you put something in your pocket," the manager said. "If you return it now, we won't press charges." John felt his face flush. "I have nothing to return. I don't know what you're talking about." The security guard sighed. "We're calling the police." John's heart sank. Arrested for something he didn't do. He felt powerless. He had been a law-abiding citizen his entire life, and now he was being treated like a common criminal. Minutes later, 2 officers walked in. They asked him the same questions. "Did you steal something? Did you hide anything in your coat?" And every time John answered the same way. "No, I swear to you, I didn't steal anything." Finally, the store manager gestured to the security guard. "Show him the footage." The security guard clicked a few buttons on the computer, and the black and white footage began playing. The screen showed John walking through the aisles, stopping briefly in the cereal section. The camera zoomed in as he reached into his coat pocket. And then, something unbelievable happened. A young man, no older than 20, casually brushed past John. In a split second, his hand moved fast, too fast for anyone to notice at the time. But now, on the security footage, it was clear as day. The young man had slipped something into John's pocket. The entire room fell silent. The store manager leaned closer to the screen, rewinding and playing it again. There it was. The real thief had used John as a distraction, planting the stolen item on him before quickly leaving the store. John stared at the screen in shock. I didn't even feel it happen," he murmured. His hands trembled. He had been humiliated, dragged into this room, and accused of something he had no idea about. The police officer sighed, rubbing his temples. "Sir, I'm so sorry about this. You're free to go." The store manager turned to John, looking ashamed. "Mr. Matthews, I truly apologize. We should have checked the footage first." John didn't say anything at first. What could he say? He had spent his entire life believing in justice, in fairness, and yet, in an instant, he had been judged without proof. He had felt what it was like to be powerless. The police assured him they would track down the real thief, and the store manager insisted on giving John a gift card as an apology, but no amount of money could undo the damage done to his dignity. As John walked out of the store that day, he held his head high. He had done nothing wrong. And now, he had proof. But as he stepped into the sunlight, he couldn't help but wonder how many others had been falsely accused without security footage to save them. John's story is a reminder that appearances can be deceiving, that justice should always be based on evidence, not assumptions, and that sometimes the truth is hiding in plain sight. If this story resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible real-life stories. See you in the next one.